Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we're in Minecraft today. We're going to pick up where we left off working on the main floor of the command center. I have to narrow down my lighting and detail choices and make it the same all the way around. I'm still on the fence about a couple of things. I know I don't want it to be quartz on the inside, but everything else, the size, the lighting changes, I'm still not 100% sure. I think I like the addition of the yellow concrete that we made yesterday, but it's the kind of thing where like I'll probably keep it for a while, and if something else comes along, then I might change it. But for now, I think it's pretty good. I do wonder what it would be like if we used quartz stairs and cushions when they come out to make the line thinner. I think that could be a really cool look, but we have to wait and see because obviously we don't have access to that stuff right now. Old Nintendo Dude is taking a page from Blast Jordan and telling reprehensible jokes in the chat. I replaced my friend's chapstick with a tube of glue. So far, he hasn't said anything about it. Very Mitch Hedberg. Very, almost a one-liner. Almost a one-liner. SweetSandi says, I try. Yeah, there's only so much you can do. You can only stop them so often before the puns and the bad jokes take over. Good to see you, Sandy. Old Nintendo, hello. Blast Jordan, hello. Dan, what's going on? Hope everyone's having a good Thursday all day. If you were not around last night, we recorded episode 507 of the Citadel Cafe. Myself and Steven talked about Avatar: The Last Airbender season 2 on Netflix, the live action series, as well as the new trailer for Avengers Doomsday. And what was the other thing we talked about? Oh, there's a new Lego set for the Hubble Space Telescope. That was the other thing. Also, Steven bought a Kobo, which is an e-reader. So lots of cool stuff to talk about on the show. That should be out hopefully in the next few days. I've got to find ways to edit that before the end of next week. But if you're interested in tuning in live, we do that at 8 p.m. Usually it's the second or third Wednesday of the month. It's once a month. I do try to create an event in the Discord and let people know when it's coming. I certainly talk about it here on the stream when I know Steve and I have narrowed down a date. We wanted to do it on the 15th, but we had to push it because of something that came up on Steven's end. So Freckle subscribed to tier 1 10 months in a row. That's amazing. 2 months away from a full year. That's great. You get the Fire Keystone badge. You're well on your way to the Space Keystone badge. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Okay, so here we are in the middle of things, and I've decided that I don't like the orange in the middle. At least not the honey block. We might try the bulb, and I'm trying to decide if I like this big wide one. I don't know. I kind of do. I'm trying to decide. It might be fun to have purple glass underneath there too. That could be a thing that we could try to add a little bit more purple in here. I feel like the orange is really taking over. And as much as this looks great from a screenshot up here, I feel like the sunken bulbs look better when you're down here on the surface. I think I like this look better than this look, although this isn't terrible. What do we think, chat? Do we like the big one? I'm gonna make a couple changes just to kind of see what we can come up with. I think the issue that I had with the big one is that it feels big to walk over. Animated lights would be more dramatic with it, though. The one that we like is that one, I think. That's the closest to what I think we're going to do. It does feel dark. That feels more substantial. Obviously, the problem there is that it leaves us with an odd shape for lights in the side. Hey, that's a hype train. Thanks very much, Mr. Miley, resubscribing with Prime for 4 months. And SweetSandi gifted a tier 1 sub to Danny. Very, very cool. Thank you. Cosmic Dancer gifting a tier 1 sub to Danny as well. No, sorry. SweetSandi gifted a tier sub to Old Nintendo. My bad. Got that backwards. Read two notifications coming in at the same time. Thank you very much. Folks, if you want to jump in on the hype train, it is 100 bits, a tier 1 sub or a gift sub. I believe you can also use a Prime sub. And that will get you closer to a new emote from Twitch. There's something very dramatic about that I like. Let's throw some purple glass in there and see what that feels like. I kind of like that. Here but not here, says Cosmic, lurking as always. All good. Thanks very much. Appreciate the lurk. For anybody that's out there working and lurking and that can't be in the chat, I very much appreciate the views. It really helps promote the channel. We've had a number of people come in over the last few months where we've asked them how they found the stream, and they're just like randomly on Twitch, which means that Twitch is kind of putting that in people's lists because of the number of people that are watching. I know my chat can be a little bit quiet sometimes, but I think that's because we have a lot of lurkers because of the time of day that I work, which is like the start of the workday in a lot of North American places, at least on the Eastern Seaboard. I'd say Eastern Canada and Eastern US, I'm kind of like the start the day stream. I wish I could stream longer, but I've got to figure out a way to bring in more revenue from streaming before I can dedicate more of my day to it. I potentially have a sponsored stream coming up. It's one of those things where I'm at that point where now I'm starting to get emails from companies that want to do like either drops, like potential games and things like that. This is hardware related without getting into any details. But it's also like at this stage, it's really difficult to differentiate between this seems like a legit promotional email that they want to work with me and total scam. So like, I just don't know which this is. I have to figure that out. I think it's legit, but I have to email them back and then figure out whether it sounds like AI that's talking to me or whether it's a real person. But I need to do that later today because it's been a couple days since I got their initial email. I do like that. Wonder if we could try that on the other one that we like. Is this the one that we like? No, this is the one that's got the straight sides. This is the one that I don't like the honey blocks on. So this is going to look kind of funny. Because we've got an orange light instead of a white light. Whoops. It's not bad. And I can control that one. Hey, Mikatu gifted a tier 1 sub to Blast Jordan. That's 9 gifted subs you've sent out on the channel, Mikatu. That's amazing. Thank you. That's a hype train finished. Everybody let me know what emote you got in chat. So I do like the purple glass. Maybe we'll add that in over here too. Just to see what it looks like as a single. I also think we're going to get rid of this. I like the added detail of the bulbs. I mean, we could turn this into free bulbs too. That may or may not look good. You should probably give that a try. We'll get some. And what's the easiest way? There's no real easy way to power these. We'll just do it this way. You've collected all the level 1 emotes? Yeah, that's what happens when the hype train only goes for so long. Bread Sniper, thanks very much for the follow. I almost want to put yellow or orange glass in there. I didn't like the honey blocks, but with the copper bulbs, I kind of want to see what that would look like. I need more. Bread Sniper has Big Bread finally caught up with you for all those delicious looking sourdough. Yeah. I've gotten pretty good at sourdough now, actually. Although it's funny, I'm not really spending the time anymore to make the fancy designs on them. It was fun to learn, but now it's just like, it takes longer, and when you just want to get it done in the morning, it's there's something nice about just like the straight loaf as well. They're still attractive, but it's just I'll do it for gifts. Like if I'm giving something away to somebody, I will 100% make the fancy fancy designs on them. Yeah, I like the lights. There's something about these 3 wide lights when you walk over them that I really do like. That looks better than the honey blocks. We may end up coming back and switching these out later on, depending on what happens in the core. I need to try to work redstone into what I'm doing as well, as like a decorative block. Ooh, I don't know. The yellow's pretty good too. That matches the yellow glass over there. I think orange might look better, even though yellow is how it matches. Orange is going to be closer to the concrete. Even with my adjusted texture pack, the yellow is still kind of a very sickly yellow. It's not very warm. I still feel like I want to try to put a color down here. That's where I think cushions are going to come in later. If the floor of that had a color, what would it be? We don't have any pale colors. Everything's very bright. And I don't mean in the build, I mean like available to us in Minecraft. I wonder if I could just put... We need to widen this one anyway. Well, we could try that one. I wonder if I put 3 lights across the top there. Like, does it need this extra strip down the side? Let's see if we can do something. Like, if I just expand this sideways. Doesn't quite have the same look, does it? Maybe we need a stair there? That's definitely more detail. Don't know if I like it though. Also, I'm not sure I like the yellow with the frog lights on the side. We might have to swap out those frog lights for yellow. Sulfur? I don't have the new update installed. I don't like the look of sulfur anyway. It'd be too snotty and yellow for this. Oh, does each section have to be the same? I mean, I want each section to be the same. I want it to be symmetrical. The idea here is that there's going to be like a big purple power crystal in the middle. I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I need there still to be some purple. The easiest thing to do for now is probably going to be to put in the frog lights and the purple glass. And then the main thing I want to decide today is like, which one of these designs am I going with? I'm pretty sure I'm not doing quartz. I'm basically deciding between this one and this one, I think, in terms of size. Like this is just a block bigger on either side. I'm just trying to figure out like if I like this. And if this is what we're doing, what are we doing for the lights on the side? We'd probably have to line this up with this space here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I put glass. Maybe we put 2 layers of glass. So I like it, but it looks out of place. We should line it up with this, not line it up with that. And also, maybe we need to put something down there that's not more glass. Like maybe we could do iron bars or something. Quartz walls. No, we don't have quartz walls. Maybe I could also put down like observers or something. We don't really have a lot of sub-block things that'll go down here. I've not used anything like that anywhere else in the build, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. Cushions in Minecraft before quartz walls, right? Yeah, there's definitely some things I really wish we had. I can't think of anything that's like a cool sub-block item that we could put down there. That's gonna let light through. Nothing that looks very sci-fi anyway. Pressure plates maybe? That would work if I could get it higher to the surface. But the glass is going to be in the way. Well, you know, I guess I could put the trapdoors... It doesn't work for the pressure plates. I could put the trapdoors higher? I think. Yeah. Create some depth. That's not bad. We've not done that anywhere else, though. It's the only thing. Well, either way, it has to move. Just have to take one side off. I'm not crazy about the too wide thing either. We might just want to leave it as one. I'm a little concerned about losing all my purple. Could use it elsewhere? Yeah. No, that's a good idea for maybe another build. Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit more connected. Maybe we could even have that show through. I feel like we'd want to match it, which would change the look there. But if we're going to go purple on this side, then go back to that. That feels like they're more connected. That, or I could put a stair down there and we could have like a slit. That could be cool too. Flav, hello. How's it going? I mean, there are purplish trapdoors with straight lines, but I can see how that might not work here. Yeah, they're not really purple. They're magenta. You're talking about the crimson stem trapdoors? Excuse me. This is slabs, not stairs. Yeah, that's kind of cool. A little bit more subtle. We could almost run that the whole way. So we just have to change that one block in there. Again, adding more depth and layering is always good. Of course, I don't have that. I'm all right, Flight. It's been a long week. I've been very busy with stuff outside of work. And so it's taking up a lot of my time. It's one of those weeks where like I need a 36-hour day. And even when I do take an hour at the end of the night to like watch some YouTube or something, like I feel guilty. That's not bad. Does it feel less sturdy? It certainly feels like less of a straight line, which I like. Feels more complicated. And that feels short, so we could probably take that 2 blocks in either way. And then we just fake this other one. Yeah, I like that. Hopefully this is going to be the right width, because otherwise we're going to have to redo all of this. It's crazy what a fresh set of eyes on day 2 does. I don't know about the double depth. It's the only thing. I mean, I like this. I just don't know if we need this here. I would love to be able to make that thinner, but no real way to do that. I think that's everything. And these are going to drop down here. Then, right, 2 blocks. Got 1, 2. Flav gifted 5 subs. That's amazing. Thanks so much, Flav. That also started another hype train. We've got Mosaic Dream, Thad Story, Emerald Moon Moth, Lulubell, and Hey Scam. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. If you've got a gift sub from Flav, make sure you thank them in chat, and then also be sure to connect your Discord and join the Joel Duggan Discord. Sorry, I had to concentrate and figure out what the heck I was doing there. We're going to have to drop these corners for this to look good. I like that edge light. I just don't know if I still like this large version. Wormbo gifted a tier 1 sub to the community. That is the 32nd gift sub. That's amazing. That went out to Ms. Mist. I recognize that name. Folks, make sure you join the Discord. It's super fun now that you've got access via the sub. Usually there's a link in chat. Yeah, Sandy put a link in chat so you can get the instructions about how to do it. You just find the Joel Duggan Discord in your Discord connection options, and then, well, that's after you connect your Discord and your Twitch. That's a level 4 hype train. Holy crap. That's amazing. What a great way to start a Thursday. I'm still on the fence about whether we just do lights at the top here. What if this was only 2 blocks or 1 block down? Trying to not be too fancy with it. Or we could line those up with the brackets, maybe. Has a little bit more of a structural feel to it. Now, is that the right spot? Yeah. And it goes 2 on a diagonal from there. I think I like that better. A little bit more depth. Not that we couldn't do the same thing on the other side. Blasted 5 gift subs too. Sorry, Blast, I missed that. Blast Jordan, 5 gift subs. 18 seconds left in the level 4 hype train. They went out to Lemon Venom, Bray 444, Bowie Montreal, B Sultan, and Ray Soon. Thanks very much, Blast. Sorry about that. I missed it. Thank you to Flav and SweetSandi for pointing that out. And Wormbo as well. When I miss stuff like that, I really appreciate the whatchamacallit there, the highlighted message. Sorry about that, Blast. I got a new emote. That's a level 4. It looks like Cosmic Dancer tried to get in under the cut and it just did not work. Thanks so much, Cosmic. I really appreciate that. That went out to the Sword Elf. That's a fun username. That is a whole bunch. How many subs is that in the last few minutes? That has to be a ton. Hold on. That's like old intent. Okay, there's a bunch of people that already had Discord access, but now we've got 5, 10, 11, 12 subs in the last few minutes. That's 12 new people that can jump in on the Discord. So please do. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. Alicef, I hope I'm saying your name right. Thanks very much. I appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you like it. It is a large build. We're just trying to work out some of these details. Okay, that is a little bit more subtle, isn't it? I'm just trying to figure out what I like better. I'm trying to think about like up here looking down. Like if you're on one of these catwalks. For anybody that's just new, here's a quick overview. It is a super large command center on a even larger mushroom island in the middle of a ginormous coral reef next to a huge desert and a couple of other biomes that we like, but mostly we're focusing on just this here. See, this feels weird and shadowy, whereas this feels more sci-fi, I think. Even though up here, I generally don't have lights directly on the floor. It's usually like in the floor or in the ceiling. I do stuff like that, though. Yeah, there's lots of lights in the floor here. So quick survey in chat while I'm on break. 2 questions. Double checking. I'm pretty sure I'm leaning andesite over the quartz. I think that the andesite as a texture works better as a power conduit than the quartz. So first question, quartz or andesite? And then the second more important question is, do we do like a 5 wide conduit like this? Or do we do a 7 wide conduit like that? Which do we like better? And maybe I'll leave this as the be right back screen. You can see all 4. Yeah. So really for me, it's between left and right. It's between left and right. I feel like the quartz is just too subtle in the bottom. And the one at the top is essentially the same as the one on the left. It's just that it's not as wide. It's the only difference. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Clockwise around. Throw some votes in chat while I'm away on the break. For folks that are new, I do this once an hour. I just kind of grab myself another cup of coffee, glass of water, that kind of thing. Grab a stretch. Let another friend know that we're streaming. We've got 34 viewers right now. If you all brought in one more person, we would double it. I'm trying to grow the channel. I would like to stream more often, and I need more eyeballs for that. So if you want to share it around, it's free. There's a tweet and a Blue Sky post out there to like and share. Reposts are fantastic. I really appreciate it. There's also a story on TikTok and a story on Instagram, if those are the places that you usually hang your social media hat. But I'll be right back. All right, Blue Crow says that andesite for sure, but then 5 or 7 wide both look good. I feel like the 7 wide suits the scale of the build more. Thanks, Andy. Old Intent Dude said stretch a friend. We asked them first. Who else? We had somebody else jump in. Flav says andesite 7 wide. Wider, more contrast from Old Intent Dude. Zero says 5 wide. A lot of people are leaning on 7. I'm glad, because I think that's where I'm leaning too. Well, here's the thing. We could do north-south, which is this way, as wide, and then we could do these two as the narrow and just kind of see which one we like better over time. It's probably the easiest thing to do. All right, first things first, we're going to remove the quartz here. I'm not going to remove all the glass. I'm just going to remove a chunk of it so I can get in here and do some work. And then this is going to be froglight, purple glass, and then andesite. The rest of it we can do down the edges. The different breaking times for these blocks is really frustrating. Slabs taking longer than their counterparts, all that stuff. Now we should be able to just go down in here and switch out the rest of it. And while we're here, I guess we should add in this part. Oops. I'm sure we'll find a use for it, but we're getting a lot of quartz back too. Got it? Did I miss a question about turbo? Question if you have time. I'm getting a persistent push from Twitch to take a turbo subscription. Have you any idea how that works for creators? Yeah, it is similar to premium, as Cosmic outlined in chat. It is a way to get rid of ads, but I still get a little bit of revenue. In the same way that if you take YouTube Premium and you watch creators' videos, they still get ad revenue from your watching. It's just that it's kind of distributed in a different way. It's kind of confusing, but it's not. You're not, the creator that you're watching is not completely missing out on ad revenue from you. Is the best way to say it. I don't know exactly how that works, but you're not shortchanging the creator. I always forget that corner. I don't have enough andesite, do I? No. Oh, that's the wrong one. Am I working on the wrong one? Oh no, that's the quartz one that we were doing. Right. Right, we're going to leave this narrow. But if I watch 10 creators that month, they all get a max of 10%. I mean, if you're going to compare Twitch to Patreon, Patreon is 100% the best way to support your creators. Depending on the creator split on Patreon, which is usually just how long they've been on Patreon. I've been on Patreon for 10 plus years, so I get a 90-10 split. So if you spend $2 on Patreon, then 5% goes to Patreon, 5% goes to the payment processing, and then the rest comes to me. And my Patreon is in US dollars, and right now the US to Canadian exchange is really good. So yeah, if you're asking for the best way to support me, Patreon. However, that doesn't get rid of ads on Twitch. Like, you're still gonna deal with ads. I just try to run ads when I'm not at the keyboard. Like, I try to run ads on my breaks, and hopefully that that works out. It hasn't always lately. But yeah, if you ever have any questions about finances and stuff like that for me, I can only say so much. I think with some contracts, I can't exactly discuss how much I get as a revenue split from Twitch. I can't discuss how much I make from advertising on Twitch. I can tell you round numbers and stuff like that, but or percentages, but I can't get into the exacts. I can tell you I make more on advertising on Twitch than I do on YouTube, but that's because my VODs are 3 hours long, and I'm not doing like multiple weekly. Well, I'm posting daily on YouTube, but it's just that the watch time is just not there because of the style of video that it is. Yeah, that didn't take long. So that is the narrow version. And I don't know yet how to handle the sides. I haven't decided, but that takes care of that one anyway. So now I've got to widen that one. And this one I've got to change to that. For this, I think it might be easier just to take the glass off. Blue Crow, it depends on your split with Patreon and when you got in. I have a very old plan. There are marketing tools and other things that are available to creators if they want to switch to their plan to a 70-30. I don't know if 70-30 is a thing. I feel like Patreon is still pretty good about trying to have the creators take the majority of it. Patreon will advertise that they take like 10% or something like that. But there's also a payment processor that's separate from Patreon, and they take another bit. The thing is with people that, like, if you signed up to Patreon tomorrow as a brand new person, 5% I don't think is available anymore. I have that as an older plan, which is one of the reasons why I'm probably not going to change my plan anytime soon. The other thing is that what we do with the Spawn Chunks and with Citadel Cafe and with my own personal Patreon, they don't really do anything that takes advantage of the new features that we would be paying for. So it doesn't make any sense to switch to a higher tier, because the benefits that would benefit someone that's like doing a music Patreon or doing something where they're selling physical goods, like they're designing t-shirts or whatever it is, we're not taking advantage of that kind of stuff. That they have a lot more marketing tools for new creators, but to have access to those marketing tools, you also need to be paying more. And I don't see the need. That said, for anybody that's listening that's thinking about starting Patreon, it's a great way to have a nice paywall for your Discord. It's a great way to have some creative tools at your disposal. There are some great promotional tools for monthly subs now, annual stuff. There's a lot of really cool things that they've done recently. I can't talk about the stuff that's coming because I'm part of the creator ambassador program with Patreon, but we're asked not to discuss the stuff that happens in those meetings. It's just like letting us know a heads up on like, hey, here's some things we're thinking about adding or changing or whatever. So all I'll say is that there's definitely cool stuff on the way. It is nice that they not only are continuously trying to develop Patreon, but they are also talking with creators and asking, hey, like, we're not just doing this blind. What do you think? Like, what do you want us to work on? And that's really cool. I guess I put all that back. I wonder if I can get away with making this wider, but keeping the hole the same size. Yeah, I don't know. We'll try it. I guess we'd have to keep it square if we did that. Hmm. Ben Koopy just passing through. Wanted to say hi, love the vibes, and nice newsboy hat. Oh, thanks. Honestly, you know what? With hats, it's just a matter of trying a bunch of them until you find one you like or likes you. But thank you. Appreciate the kind words. And hope you can stick around. How'd you find the chat? Just like randomly on Twitch? Are you and the SpongeX affected by the update that requires creators to merge their separate creators and any personal profile to one? I can't imagine you are, but I thought about it when I read it. No. The SpongeChunks, the Citadel Cafe, and Joel Duggan are all separate Patreon accounts. If anything, it makes it a little bit simpler, to be honest. The only one that would get complicated would be my own personal one, because it would affect how people would see me supporting other creators, but I, for better or worse, don't support other creators on Patreon. I spend so much time creating and maintaining my own communities. I don't have time to like participate in other people's. Which sounds awful, but like it's just a matter of a time thing. Like I'm not going to be able to take advantage of the time. I used to. There used to be a bunch of podcasts that I support, but as my own stuff got busier, I stopped having time to participate in their communities, and it felt like a better idea to just exit and save the money and refocus the money that I was spending on my own community. I think I like this better wider. Yeah. Feel like that's right. I think it makes sense. You support in other ways that you leave your free build to your own community. Support doesn't always have to mean financial. Yeah, totally. I try to raid people that I like. I try to give YouTube shoutouts and stuff here. Like if I'm watching somebody on YouTube that I like, then I'll share it, or I'll share it on the podcast. I mean, the Spawn Chunks podcast gets a much bigger reach than I do, so it's definitely something that I can mention on the show and reach more people. to remember this is an easy way to get up and down. I think that's right. Yep, I need to do the groove on that side, but getting there. Good, good, good. Then it's just a matter of sorting out this other part. Yeah, that grass is still there. Share follow recommendation goes a long way. Yeah, that's why I'm always talking about that when I'm going on breaks. Like, you know, for all the Patreon talk and all the finance talk, I mean, anybody that's here watching can absolutely do me a solid for free and just like post me on Instagram, or next time you're hanging out with your buddies talking Minecraft over, you know, coffee or a beer or whatever, just be like, hey, I've been watching Joel in the mornings while I'm at work. I won't tell your boss if you don't. Oops. Arindos, that is the beauty of working from home. Just have to remember to mute the stream during a phone call so Jill doesn't join the conversation. Definitely not speaking from experience. Yeah. Especially because I don't talk like the entire time when I'm streaming. There's moments where I'm building and thinking and concentrating or reading chat silently. And if you take a call at that time and forget that I'm there, yeah, I can see that. I mean, headphones would be the way to go, because then you're not gonna have someone realize I'm there. But yeah, that's part of the risk for sure. I say risk, not like it's a risk, but like you definitely have to explain yourself, I'd imagine. Once you've done this a couple dozen times, it becomes a lot easier to memorize, that's for sure. That's the wrong thing? I don't remember what's that supposed to be. Right, that goes there. And that's my way out. Oh no, wait a minute, I can do this the other way. Hey, it's a Pixel Riffs raid. What's going on? That is a massive raid. Holy nuggets. Let me back up. Show you what's going on here. Welcome in, folks. I hope you had a good time with Pix. I'm assuming survival guide. We are just putting the final touches on one of these floor details here in the command center, which you probably know about from the Spawn Chunks. The podcast, of course. So we're just making all these adjustments that we've been mirroring around the design. Trying a couple different widths on this light feature. Subfloor feature, I'm not sure what to call it. But that's it. Gimmap, hello, what's up? Football stadium. Pix, if you get a raid and run, I appreciate it. No worries. I know that often you are coming up on your dinner time when you're streaming. Who we got? We've got Ginger, Saturn, hello. Hope everyone's doing well. I should probably sleep and give you guys a bird's eye view. Thanks for the shout out for pics, Cosmic. I think it was Cosmic. Let's do this first. So I've got a camera mod. So this is what we're doing. We're putting in these lower embedded power cable things. I like what I did up here, but I didn't want to copy the exact same thing because this feels well suited for this room, but not big enough for down here. So we came up with this bigger design. We are sort of on the fence between the two. This one doesn't have glass on it yet. So I think I'm going to do 2 of those wide ones, left and right, and then 2 of these narrow ones, east and west, I guess. North, south, east, west. And leave them for a bit and see which ones I like better. I do like the width where we can see these brackets, and I do like these little light channels. There's actually frog lights down there. So we're adding that as we go. Obviously that one needs another channel. We just finished up this one. This one just needs glass on it. But if you have not been here in a minute, let me sleep and I'll take a spin outside and show you where we are. Thanks for the follows, folks. So how is the football stadium going, Pix, if you're still here? Or if he's not, then if one of the folks in my chat wants to let me know. So this is something I've been talking about on the Spawn Chunks for quite some time. This is the Sci-fi area. We've got a couple of little farms in the corner supplying the things we're building, and this is the command center so far. It is, I don't know how big it is. I've never measured it. It's a couple hundred blocks easily. The island itself is 700 blocks by 700 blocks roughly, and this takes up a good chunk of it. So if that's 7, this is probably 2, I would say, roughly. And we've got our out of sync animated lights, which is annoying. I have to figure out how to stop that from happening. How big is it? Answer, yes. True. Oh, we've got 2 lights out of sync. That's annoying. That's what they're supposed to look like. They're supposed to be off most of the time. Anyway, it's all designed and stuff inside. We've got levels of detail in here. Cool crystalline things there. Storage room here with shulker boxes and stuff. So this is what we've been working on for the last little while. This obviously is in the process of being made, but this is the detail that we're trying to lay in. My inventory is packed. I don't need any of this yellow stuff right now. Don't need that. Don't need that. That's a bit better. Etc. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Drawny is humongous. It's big. Yeah, it's a lot of work. And I only build on stream. So if you want to go back and see what it looked like when it started, you can pop over to Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. Even if you pop over right now and just look at the thumbnails and you go back to October, yes, it's been that long. You'll see kind of like where we started with it. Didn't grab more frog lights, did I? No. But I've taken a lot of inspiration from Star Wars and No Man's Sky and just like a lifetime of watching sci-fi stuff. Also, someone pointed out the other day that it's got a lot of Halo vibes, which I take as a compliment. I wasn't thinking about Halo when I was designing it, but I see it. Like, I know what they mean. I've played Halo in Infinite recently, so it might be just subliminally popping in there. I just wanted to call it a nice comment from Erendos just before the raid came in. I have been loving watching this build. I have specifically enjoyed watching how you are adding depth to the floor, walls, etc. Hoping to put a spin on that on my own world. Oh, that's cool. It's one of the nicest compliments that I think myself or Johnny gets when we're talking about Minecraft, and whether it's, you know, an email to the Spawn Chunks podcast or whether it's live here in chat, inspiring other people to try the things that we're trying. Especially because I experiment live on stream. I don't spend any time in creative if I can at all help it. I do everything live, which makes for a slower stream, but I think it's worth it to share the creative process with people. People will hear about my like shape language and things that I'm trying to do and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I don't know whether we're going to go with surface lights or whether we're going to go with those sunken lights. I kind of like that look. I don't know if I like that look, though. Mouse Muse, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So that's the final look with the glass on it. That's what we're going for. And does that need to be lowered? No, not yet. This other one does, though. We need to do some work along the edge here. Uh-oh. A long way down. Oh, this also needs to drop. What's the background song? I have a bunch of playlist stuff. This one in particular, here's the link in chat. I don't know if I've given a link to the... That's a private playlist, so I need to update this and move it to my other account. But it's called Midnight Decay. Well, Midnight Decay is the name of the channel. 2 hours is FYI. You might want to break now whilst we have so many guests. Yeah, no, I know. I'm gonna lower this section here and see what we can do. Do I want to bring this down by 2 blocks, or do I want to bring them down by 3? 2 minimum. I feel like we'll do 2. Do I want to add ports underneath that? Maybe. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Whoops. Now this, I do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Unfortunately, this just has to be in favor of one direction. I guess we'll favor north. Why not? Does create some weird shadows in the corners, but it's not awful. Better than the single. Just this felt too thin. I feel like this feels beefier once we line it all up. I don't think I've ever built anything sci-fi in Minecraft before. I like terraforming and trees and natural structures, but still very impressed with them. Thanks. If you want to see some cool landscaping, we did a medieval town a few years ago. Finished it in September of 2025, and Pix and I did a tour. And that's on my Joel Duggan VODs YouTube channel if you want to go check it out. You may have heard it about it already if you've been following Pix, because he was kind enough to share it around. It was fun. It was kind of cool to have talked to him about that build for years on the Spun Chunks, and then bring him on the Citadel server to go check it out. It was cool. DSG Acorn, thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate it. I'm sure everybody that came in with the Pix raid was already following me. Surely you were already following me. If you weren't, what are you doing? I'm teasing, of course. Appreciate it. I might need to go get more quartz. Oh no, we're good. Yeah, that feels better. Certainly feels beefier. Again, I'm not sure if we're keeping that, but it just looked so weird in the screenshots. I wanted to change it. Cosmic says I wasn't following. I listened to you on Sponge Chunks and recently started listening to the Citadel Cafe. This is just fine time I've caught you streaming. First time I've caught you streaming. Very cool. Thanks. I appreciate you listening to the Citadel Cafe. For folks that maybe don't know, that's my other podcast about sci-fi and fantasy. We just did an episode last night, which is not public yet, but it was recorded in my Discord with Steve, and we talked about Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 2 on the Netflix. It's just this edge part. Whoops. Having a beacon has made a huge difference. Well, several. I've got 4, I think, or 5. I think the frog lights go there. And while we're here, we're going to fix this other mistake. I think that's everything. Oh. No, I have another layer I have to do. There we go. Whoops. Whoops. Man, I was so good at placing blocks earlier today, and then as soon as a couple hundred people show up, it's like, nope, we forget how to play the game. Is that almost everything? Just one spot over here. A mistake so nice I had to fix it twice. Yeah. I was saying earlier that it's been really frustrating that quartz slabs break at a different speed than regular quartz, whereas other slabs usually break at the same speed as their parent block. So you're constantly trying to, like, in your brain, adjust for the timing. The only thing I find about doing a build this size is that sometimes it gets repetitive. You got to do something cool, but then like, oh great, I got to do this like 6 or like 4 or 8 times more before I'm done. Got a question from Gimbap. Do you have any favorite builds you've created so far? This is climbing the charts. This gets a lot of points for being different, but I think Westhill is probably my favorite so far. And then if I was to pick something within Westhill, I think the keep. One of the things I like so much about Westhill is that I really approached it with I'm going to build a medieval town here with a semblance of a plan, but I'm going to have to mold it and change it as the landscape happens, like as my building skills change, as the things that I think I can fit in a spot no longer fit in a spot, and I have to put something else there. So I really like the way that the keep is integrated into the build. There was a lot of yes and in Westhill. There's a couple of things that I don't like about it, like the shape of the town is really weird. But it's the sort of thing that would happen if a town was built around a river. Like, you kind of adapt to the shape of the river, and if the river's got a weird shape, then your town's gonna have a weird shape. Yeah, I'm liking those little slot lights on the side. That feels better. I'm glad that I changed the edge of the pit here. But yeah, I'm digging these. Just don't know which one I like better. One is deeper than the other. I think maybe the one on the right. It's the simplest way to get everything looking the same. Maybe we'll add those in quickly. I mean, it's a quick trip to Westhill if you feel like giving an overview. To those that are here, no pressure. Don't know if I have time for that today. That's what there's a VOD that's out there. You can check that out. This goes 1, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4. These are at least easy to put in, so it's going to look complete for the next little bit. Oh, more quartz required. All right, let's just get rid of these for now. That's a different pattern. And then this we'll just quickly review. Get this back up to the surface. Again, I don't think this is how I'm going to do these in the end, but I just kind of want to make this uniform, at least in a couple different ways. There's been a lot of live decision and A/B testing happening, and I want to try and sort this out a little bit tighter. I think that's going to be mostly symmetrical. Yeah. And it looks a lot better when they're all the same, at least for now. And then we have to just figure out which of these we like. I'm okay with the big ones. Like, and honestly, like we could leave it like this. I mean, this one has to get widened, but I'm okay with having north-south as these big conduits and then having east-west as these smaller ones. It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical, but I think mirroring the sides is probably a good way to go. Plus, it's going to be a really easy way. I mean, I know I have a mini map in the top right, but it's going to be an easy way to, when you're coming in, to figure out like where am I? Obviously, I'm east-west. So then my storage room is going to be, you know, over there, right? Yeah. I've subbed to the VOD channel. Now I have more people I can watch while I play Minecraft myself. This stream is really chill. Thanks very much, Gimbap. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like to think it's a good like background stream. Very cool. I'm having some internet issues, so I'm going to tune out. Thanks very much, Sunflower. That's great. If you're still here, appreciate it. Sorry about the internet issues. That's frustrating. Less deep is my vote. You're talking about the lights? Yeah, I agree. It's nice to see them. I'm still on the fence about those, but we might be able to do something else. Because these are inconsistent with those ones. We might be able to put like these ones as the top lights and then have those sunken down. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to just do a quick check here. See you. Oh, you know what? This is going to freak her out. I think it'll be a really fun time to raid Mona Luisa. She's fairly new to streaming. I think it's been less than 6 months. Maybe even less than 3 months. And she's absolutely lovely. So we're going to send you all over there. Thanks for hanging out after the raid. I really appreciate it. Shout out again to Pix. Pixel Riffs, my co-host on the Spawn Trunks podcast for the raid earlier. Pixel Riffs on Twitch. If you're watching this later on YouTube, go check it out. Also, the survival guide on YouTube. There's a good chance that you know Pix before you know me. But you can listen to the Spawn Trunks podcast every Monday. It's all about Minecraft. You can follow me here on Twitch and on social media at Joel Duggan. Very easy to find. And of course, I'm on Patreon as well with just my name, Joel Duggan, if you want to join the Discord or support the channel. I'm trying to stream more, but the more eyeballs I have, then the more often I can do this. So tell your friends. I would really appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow with a little bit of a break from Minecraft. Actually, we're going to be playing Oxygen Not Included. And then I switch back to Minecraft on Saturday. Oh, no, that's a lie. Saturday, there's no stream. Saturday, we are doing a bonus podcast with the Spawn Trunks that morning. So my morning stream for Saturday is not happening. And it's fine. I could use the day off. So I'll be back tomorrow with Oxygen Not Included, which has been a lot of fun. So come back. It's the same vibe, just a different game, and usually the same usuals in the chat. But I think if you like Minecraft, I think you'll enjoy Oxygen Not Included. It's got a pretty funny vibe. So yeah, great stuff. I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks again for the wonderful support, the subs, the gift subs, and I will see you tomorrow. And do be kind to Mona Luisa. I think you'll really, really enjoy her. Bye for now.